Our top story tonight, some going down in November.
Wars, spending.
There has got to be something big a-brewing.
They're using geese to guard prisons in Brazil.
Does Biden know what
Immigration
Mexico
policies.
is? Would you scare Joe Biden? What are we laughing at?
I think Billy Mays was real.
I'm a world-class skeptic.
I don't know anything about Hunter Biden. I don't know who's big into cocaine and laptops. Why is that our problem?
Complete, absolute incompetence. Like, who funds the news?
It's a freaking inside job, man. That the entire world's a stage and everything's fake.
Welcome back to another edition of Touch Me Tuesdays on the Veritas Road, where hopefully, where we talk about the things that touch me this week, and hopefully, if we're lucky, we can touch you too. Carson and John back in the studio on Tuesday this week instead of Thursday. First things first, folks. Check us out on all of the platforms. Go check us out on the Twitters. Give us a follow there. Our old Twitter account got destroyed. They said we were bots, and so we are trying to build that back up. We're back up to like half of our old following, so we're getting there. It's right about half, John. Maybe still a little bit less, but we're working on it. Go check out the Patreon. We are actively working on content for that. We still are running our early bird special at $2, folks. $2. That is less than you used to be able to buy somebody to work the cotton fields for back in the day. $2. It's not going to get any cheaper than that. Running the early bird special through March 1st. So go give us a follow there. Go join the Patreon. You'll get a bunch of content that we're filming this week. We're filming bonus content this week, so it'll be a bunch of bonus content. Unedited eps. You'll get some stickers. What else am I missing there? It's a bunch of stuff. We've come up with actually a decent amount of stuff that's going to go there, and I keep forgetting what it is.
Yeah, it's a good thing we wrote them down.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, bonus eps, bonus streams, some unedited behind-the-scenes stuff, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so go join the Patreon. Go follow us on all the audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts if you like to suck dick, and Amazon if you like to suck dick and take it up the butt. So those are the audio platforms. You can check us out on all of those. I believe we're on Audible as well. So go check us out there. Give the stream a like and a follow while you're here. Is there anything else I'm missing before we get on to the good stuff, John?
Yeah, check out our latest episode with Steven.
Oh, yeah.
Biblical Hitman. It is premiering, I think, on his channel right now.
Yeah, it started at 7.
Yeah, so after this, go check that out. It was a banger. Ton of fun. It was a good ep. So
it was, yeah. We talked about like Sophia, AI. That was a really good one. Steven's a delightful human being, and I'm not just saying that. I hate how many. This is a pet peeve of mine. Everybody always says like, "Oh my God, you should talk to them. They're a good guy." How many good guys are there out there, really? You know, like everybody's just a good guy. How many people are actually, like good human? You know, do you know what I mean? Like everybody you meet at like church or at work, they tell you need to go meet another person. Like you ought to talk to them. They're a good guy, and half of them are just like egregious assholes. Does that make sense to you? Does that track, John?
I mean, I guess a little bit. We're getting very negative right out the gate.
I had a rough weekend, guys. Maybe I'll provide a little bit of context. I had to move my older sister from Auburn this week, and it was a total shit show. So I'm in a mood tonight. I'm a cranky boy, so this stream could get a little what's a good term? Volatile? Not violent. It won't be violent, but could get a little rough around the edges. A little rough. Yeah. That being said, is there anything else I need to mention tonight,
No.
John?
Steven is one of those people who are genuinely good guys.
That's true. Yeah, I
And
wasn't talking about him.
Go
Yeah.
check out that episode to close out that thought.
Somebody's like, yeah, they're a good guy. I have that thought. And this is one of those times I chose to express it. But yeah, Steven's a fantastic human being. So go check out that episode. If you haven't followed his channel for whatever reason, that's retarded, go give it a follow, please. He's phenomenal and has a lot of good stuff out there. So go check him out. So first thing on the docket today, you remember how like there's always that old trope of like your grandmother's our grandfathers, grandparents, the old people, like the things they remember are like they walked to school uphill both ways in the snow with their dicks hanging out, and there were like icicles falling off of their beards, right? Milk was a quarter. Life was tough, but we made it through with no money. And like these are the things they remember from their childhood. They remember like World War II and the country banding together. They remember all of that like cool patriotic shit from back in the day, right? And as I was watching what we're about to see, all I could think of was like our grandparents have all of those like cool memories that are fun to tell your kids about. These are the kinds of things that millennials are going to remember. These are the kinds of things that we'll be telling our kids about instead of walking to school uphill both ways. We're going to be talking about some senator trying to get a legitimate doctor to just answer a simple question. And let's play the clip.
Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities.
I'd skip ahead a couple of minutes, John.
Questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes, no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence. And I'm asking you, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex.
I'd skip
I'm
ahead,
trying to get to an answer,
most
and
of
I'm
the way
trying to
through.
test, frankly.
Yeah,
And
right there.
I don't think polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record.
Okay.
It is not.
He literally spins. How long is this clip? Like 8 minutes or something?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. It felt longer than that because I had to listen to that just terribly squeaky voice from that ethnically ambiguous bitch. He literally spends at least 4 minutes repeatedly asking this woman if men can get pregnant and what a woman is. Every time I think we're done with this obvious like bullshit, I see another one of these, and I don't even know how recent this is. I think this actually happened a little while back. When did this clip come out?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. Okay, so this is more recent than I thought. How is this still going on? Like, I thought after all of the nonsense and like, what was it, 2023-ish, where we did all the like trans men can get pregnant, women is anybody with a dick who's a little effeminate type stuff. I thought that stuff was kind of over, especially after Trump won his second presidency. I thought we were done having this discussion ad nauseum, but apparently we're still stuck in this whole weird, very occult seeming place where people somehow are unwilling to accept simple biological reality. And I think there are a few conclusions you can draw from what's going on here. Mainstream science is obviously bullshit. No matter which way you slice it, the fact that we're able to sit down and argue about these things with people who allegedly went to medical school, the fact that somebody who's supposedly a senator, okay, is questioning a woman about these things is completely ridiculous. So we can agree mainstream science is complete nonsense. I think we can also come to the conclusion that whatever is going on, if you're still holding on to some kind of sweet, naive idea, much like I was for a long time, that there's anything useful or good going on within the halls of your government, it's absolutely not true. These are the kinds of discussions people are having, and this is probably one of the nicer discussions people are having these days. Right? I'm sorry, Nephoner. We should learn to trust the science. It's my bad. My bad. I forgot what the great Dr. Fauci told us, and I apologize, and I hope you all will forgive me for my sins. But like, this is the fact that this is what these people spend their time doing, and this is one of the less sinister things these people spend their time doing, arguing about whether or not somebody with a 12-inch cock is a lady, whether or not they can get pregnant, whether or not they can push a baby out of their urethra. I guess I don't even know what this woman's arguing about, but this stuff is still going on, and for me, it's representative of the complete nonsense that is modern science, modern politics, whatever you wanna call it, and I think that's been evidenced with some of the documents that have come out recently that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But there's clearly nothing going on. This is obviously a show put on for the people, and like, honestly, this guy might not even be in on the grand scheme. He probably is doing his best to make a difference. I don't really know who he is. I know he's a senator from some place. That's the most I know about him. And my guess is he's probably a genuine human being doing his best. And he's doing, objectively, from that perspective, he's doing great. But the fact of the matter is, this is all just a show put on to keep our attention. And I feel like we talk about this every week, but this is another example of that. Like, this kind of line of questioning is going to get nowhere. It has no actual usefulness to fucking anyone. Nobody is gaining or losing anything from this debate. It's like political signs in your yard. Like, when's the last time any of that changed anybody's mind? If you've latched on to the nonsense mind virus that tells you that somebody with a uterus can say they have a cock, just wake up and say that one day, you're too far gone to see reason. You're not going to wake up and listen to this guy asking this functionally retarded, ethnically diverse lady what a woman is and think, you know what, I think he's right. No, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. This isn't changing anybody's mind. It's literally, in my opinion, just there for show. And I don't know, I honestly, genuinely think a lot of the players in this, probably guys like this, genuinely believes in what he's doing and genuinely, like, thinks he's working for something good. Maybe not, but genuinely, I think he probably does. But whoever is pulling the strings obviously is putting this out there just to capture people's attention. Any thoughts, John?
Yeah, this is a conversation between two retards. That's what's going on here. That's what you just witnessed. This is two retards who got a bunch of people to sit in a room with them and watch them talk.
Kind of like us here?
Yeah, but far, in my opinion, probably far less productive. Like you said, there is nobody who has had their hearts and minds changed by listening to this guy question some very clearly woman who's way too stupid for her own good.
Yeah.
So it's entertaining. But yeah, this is just this kind of dumbass, own the libs type of energy.
Yes.
And, there's probably a reason it was just posted to maybe Facebook to capture, the boomers on Facebook. I don't know. But like, I don't know. I don't get too caught up on a lot of this, is because this is doing nothing. It's doing absolutely nothing, and it's just like this first comment that was on here.
Oh, what is it? I can't read
Take her license, doctor. It's like, yeah, that's what, like, if you're a doctor and you get to testify before Congress, you are automatically going to be retarded. That's how you get into those positions.
That's so true.
Is like
that is
politics
so true. Yeah.
and any of that is like it is just like an arena for stupid people.
Yes.
Impressive people don't go to this arena because they actually go and produce real shit.
Yeah.
That's what they do. If you are not impressive, you go there. People need to realize that.
Those that can't do govern.
Yeah.
Is that what we're learning?
Yes. Yes. It's like, and this should be evidence. Like, this guy is not impressive. He's a very stupid person, right? He had somebody write all of those lines of questioning down for him. He did not come up with a single one of those questions. I guarantee you.
You're probably
he had
right, yeah.
he probably had like 4 layers of people write those questions down for them, and he probably rehearsed them in his mirror getting dressed in the morning. He's not smart, and the lady he was talking to is just just stupider.
Yeah.
It's competing little veils of stupid.
That's
That's the only observation I have about this. Because, and in all honesty, man, I really don't actually think that the culture is still debating this chicks with dick issue.
no, I don't think they are.
Most people
Yeah.
have moved on, right? But the political culture needs ways to keep people engaged,
Yeah.
right? And this is a way to do it. And like, retards will go out and look at Josh Hotley. He's fighting for the common folk. He's fighting for the people who believe chicks can't have dicks.
Right.
That's what he's doing. He's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
I bet he goes to church every Sunday.
It's just like, that's not what's happening. It's just not. This is very performative.
Oh, it's so
That is
performative.
the
Yeah.
entire purpose of these, congressional hearings. They accomplish nothing, and just mock them. Just sit back,
That's the best thing you can do with
take a little bit of a step back, and just mock them.
Have an adult beverage.
This
to
has
take the edge
accomplished
off.
absolutely nothing. This will not change the world.
Did we touch a nerve there, John?
A little bit, but
Hey, I absolutely agree. It's like the Special Olympics, but for more attractive people. That's kind of what I feel like Congress is. It's the Special Olympics for pretty people. And it doesn't accomplish a damn thing. It's just something to watch. And the people who engage in it, like, feel like they're doing something. Like these 58-year-olds. Sorry if any of you guys are 58 listening. These 58-year-olds will listen to this and somehow, by some function, think they are actually doing something. I would like somebody to explain that to me in a way that makes sense. I don't think that's possible. But, like, what causes people to watch the news and feel like they have done something for the betterment of themselves or anyone else? Or to watch these fully retarded proceedings, and go out and tell people, well, it's important to do that. You got to stay informed. It's like I'm doing a service to other people by staying informed. No, you're just eating a retard sandwich.
yeah, these politics especially, it gets people into like just massive fits of virtue signaling.
Yeah.
And like
Hell yeah.
that's what that is. That's what that entire video is. It's a retard, very stupid woman virtue signaling to 3 people who have bought into that just insane,
Yeah.
subculture of, I can't even describe how many identities fit in all that now.
There are a lot.
Yeah, I just classify it as one word, retarded.
The sandwich people.
Yeah, all of that, and then you have this dude who's just virtue signaling as well.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's fake and gay.
It is all fake and gay. It's a good point. And I think we can leave it at that. It's fake and gay, just like all of the other political bullshit. Like, there's not much else to say about that. Although it is entertaining. I gotta say,
if you want to laugh more, I would just
hit the reply button.
just read some of these comments. I'm sure they're just it's just great.
Ugh. I should have done that. I didn't do that when I pulled this video. I should have read through those. I'm sure they're golden. Yeah, I'm sure they're all the age of like my parents or your parents, just commenting away, just jerking off, commenting. Oh, he's such a good guy. Ah. Sorry, that was some gross imagery.
Yeah, sure. Switch cameras.
Sorry, bud. So, we've talked about this a little on the show. Thank heavens. We've talked about this a little on the show before, but one of the weird things I think that's happened out in the media is the movement away from legacy media to like what I would describe as like the new legacy media. We've taken people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, even so as far afield as like Russell Brand, who allegedly used to be this like drug-addled, woman-crazed rapist, and they've all turned into these like virtuous, independent media figures who give you the real truth because they're independent. They're not co-opted by mainstream media. They're just not. They're standing up for themselves and the American people, and they're independent. So that means they're independent. And because they're independent, they stay independent, and that means they're independent. So that means, what the fuck does that mean? To me, it seems fake. To me, it seems manufactured. But I'll let the people be the judge. Let's take a look.
Charlie's life could have been the Truman Show. That terrifies me more, that nothing in your life is real. Genuinely, I was expecting, we're all getting the old band back together, and it's going to be me and Trump, and I'm going to have the FBI help me investigate this, and we're going to figure out what happened to my friend. And it was like, Candace is the enemy for asking questions. Was Charlie Kirk's life real is what I think I cried the hardest about, because how are you not fighting for him? Charlie's life could...
I think there may actually be some truth in that. Who knows? If Charlie Kirk was indeed just a genuine human being, because I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I have the answers to him being some kind of media plant or not. But if he was, based on what we've seen come out over the last, 6 months since that went down, right? Ish.
Yeah.
His life would not have been far afield from the Truman Show, which is going to be our first watch party we do that we had to postpone.
We got to reschedule that.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that, because that's coming. But if indeed he was a genuine person, it probably would have been not far afield from the Truman Show, the way he appears to have been used by a lot of just entities out there. Now, that being the case, because I'm not necessarily debating what they have to say, I think what we're seeing here in this wave of new independent media is just a change. And this is I'm gonna butcher a man metaphor here, but you know the way that your engine mixes air and gasoline to make the perfect explosion. Okay, what we're seeing, and when you change that mixture, right, it makes your car work better, makes your car work worse, however it happens to work. What we're seeing, in my opinion, is in people like Tucker, Candace, Russell Brand, people like this out there, we're seeing essentially just a new mixture of truth and fake. We're seeing a new blend in order to get a better response from the masses, in order to get more buy-in from the people. And this is another one of those moments where maybe they're not even aware of it. I don't know. It's one of those weird spaces to be in, but they've all been deep in either legacy media or in Hollywood. Do you really believe they've had these sudden changes of heart to be ambassadors to the people, right? And so to me, it makes me wonder, are there entities out there who are no, we're having a much harder time getting into the hearts and minds of some of these folks who are starting to wake up to the reality that they're being fed shit constantly, that they are being pushed in the wrong direction. How can we go ahead and capture and transmute some of that attention, right, for our needs? And for my money, it seems like we've just changed the mixture of truth to nonsense just a little bit with these people in order to capture the attention of the masses. I think there's probably a little more truth and reality mixed in with stuff that's just there to garner your attention, especially with people like Candace being such an inflammatory figure in the media, all her beef with Erica Kirk and fucking Trump and all that nonsense. It's just a new blend of the same stuff. And maybe that's a little cynical, but that's the way I'm starting to see it. John, you have any thoughts? I know you paid some attention to this world.
Yeah, Candace is interesting, man.
She is. She's got some good takes on a lot of stuff.
She's interesting,
but she's
because
weird.
She's been talking about how she's been, communicating with Charlie through dreams and shit.
Yeah.
And, a lot of her information is where she's actually communicating with
Some
him
entity
somehow. That's super interesting. And that kind of makes me want to pay attention to it a little bit more, because it's hey, what the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
So no, you're probably right there. Is they're probably, a good portion of them are probably being deceived one way or the other, and just don't realize it. I think Candace might be be the first. Is like, yeah, Meaty, I don't know. Is like, I'm kind of thinking she probably is, talking to something,
Probably. I mean, who knows what these entities are? I mean, especially in the age of disclosure, right? All this disclosure talk, all these people who are allegedly like speaking to these entities out there. Like, there's a lot. It seems like there's a lot of that going around. A lot of this contact with otherworldly beings going around. To me, it's just like, I don't know, the truther version of that. Does that make sense? Like, it's just the version of that to try to capture the people who are on that side of the fence. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. And Candace in particular is, it seems that she's talking to some form of like familiar spirit type entity, that knew Charlie Kirk and is able to like really masquerade himself or itself as him, which is fascinating and kind of terrifying. So I'm starting to maybe think I should pay attention to that a little bit more,
It's definitely interesting, and that does beg the question, like, there are a lot of people who say they've been visited by past loved ones in their dreams, or, on a cold Thursday afternoon in the dark. Like, so what's going on with those people? Like, because if we discount what she's saying, we have to at least think about discounting all these people who say, like, I talked to my gam last month and she died a year ago today, and I had an encounter where she told me she loved me and X, Y, and Z. Like, what is really going on when that happens? Can the human spirit come back and revisit people? Are there examples of that in like history? I don't. I mean, a lot of people have anecdotal evidence of that. But the question is, what's really happening? Is it? Thank you, Ned. They did touch him on a Tuesday. Damn it! I missed a good opportunity there. I hate that somebody got to that before me. Oh, that burns me. That's pretty funny.
Also could be a crazy black chick, which is fair. It's 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You don't know, and who knows what these people are communing with when they talk to, like my own great grandmother's an easy example. Like she got in a car wreck. My grandmother died like a couple days before she did, and my great grandmother, right before she died, started like seeing a bunch of dead people, like a bunch of old friends, her dead husband, like started seeing and communing with a bunch of dead people like an hour or two before she died. What's going on there? Is there like some veil that's peeled back into the spiritual realm? Or is this something different, something maybe more sinister? And I don't know. Is it more circumstantial? Is it an eye opening in some cases and a demon in another? I don't know. And it's too bad Timothy Alberino's not here for us to ask, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the one instance in the Bible where it does seem that someone was able to actually communicate with a dead person was Saul in, I think, 1 Samuel. It's in the chapters 20, 23, or 24. He consults a medium, some type of witch, to
the witch of
summon out the spirit of Samuel, and seems to
do it,
and seems to be communicating with Samuel.
Yeah.
I don't understand exactly what's going on there. Doesn't seem like it never struck me as when I read that it was a good thing that he was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But he was able to do that. So I don't know. Most of the time, in my opinion, is, the Bible speaks that we have familiar spirits, spiritual entities, both good and bad, that know us and that get to know us very intimately. So a lot of times when people are seeing dead relatives, I think that they are seeing those spiritual entities masquerading as them, and most of the time it seems that in the vein of some type of spiritual deception, because most people will see them when they're very, very vulnerable, and they're probably getting subject to some spiritual attack. Kind of seems what's going on with Candace. I don't know, haven't looked into it enough, but it's just very fascinating. But yeah. There's a lot at play there, and that's what I think is probably the main thing going on.
That's a fair point.
And the biggest thing is like, hey, if your dead relative talks to you in a dream, don't listen.
Well, I mean, who's to know? Like, the problem with this is you don't know that for sure. I don't know that for sure, but I think that's a very good assumption.
It's a good assumption.
And-
Don't listen.
Yeah.
It seems to be that for the most part, the dead go to
They stay dead.
They stay dead.
Yeah.
They go to the place of the dead, whatever
Yeah.
that actually is. And
Yep.
if something's coming to you, be very, very
Yeah, it's
cautious.
probably not Mimi or Pop.
Yeah.
And I mean, you make a good point. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, but I completely agree. Like, if something visits you in a dream, it's probably not something good, right? And I was thinking about this week, and it got me to thinking about some of the little videos I've seen here and there of some of these even like high or even low level celebrities out there who just absolutely seem completely fake. And I've obviously wondered the same thing about some of these like media personalities, but like a lot of these folks out there seem like in a very Westworld manner, either they've been killed and replaced, maybe they've been like MK Ultra'd to some degree, like who knows? And so it's hard to know what's really going on with people like Ariana Grande, people like Erica Kirk, people like Nicki Minaj. Like, what the hell is going on with these people? Are they just demons? I don't know. Let's roll this clip real quick.
Yeah, give me a second. This is more likely to have copyright.
Called it out 2024.
Oh, we're probably good.
A crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
Nicki Minaj, bad role model for young black girls.
Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't think that songs that are talking about like glorifying wet female genitalia.
Okay, pause it right here. I do think it's weird how people like Charlie Kirk, who I'm sure he's said pussy before, okay, will avoid saying that in public. I've always found that weird. Anyway, moving on.
Chaos, breaking families.
It's what values are they putting forward?
First things first, I'll eat your brain. Then I'ma start rocking gold teeth and fangs.
They mocked him. Then September 2025. He's assassinated at a TPUSA event. Political hit. Gone. December. His widow Erica Kirk puts Nicki Minaj center stage at America Fest.
Who cares? I love
I
this
didn't know
woman.
that.
She's
Yeah.
an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
I don't think there's anything more absurd than Erica Kirk on stage saying Nicki Minaj has a soul and heart for Jesus. I don't think there's anything more outrageous than saying that. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we've got another video to play here in just a second, but it does make you wonder, like, was Charlie Kirk's life just a straight up Truman Show? Like, was he simply like a person who was being used for who the hell knows what during his time here? And what's going on with all of these media figures that were around him? People like Candace, Tucker, Russell Brand, Alex Jones, like all of these people, are they real? Are they fake? Are they, mockingbird plants? What are these people, and what's really going on with them? And for that matter, what's going on with all of these weird fucks in Hollywood? Go ahead and cue up that next video, John. What is going on with all these weird people who they seem to be either killing off and cloning or putting through mind control programs? Who the hell knows what? But John.
Sorry, Neff Hunter mentioned. I had seen Neff Hunter mention one of the tweets that she put out. I did see this.
What is it?
It's on the screen.
As they do their when was this posted?
This was posted
February 1st.
Yeah.
As they do their ritual tonight, God will reveal himself to them. The ritual will backfire on them. He will not be mocked. Blessed is the almighty name of every tongue that rises. What in the world?
Yeah.
Did Nicki Minaj get religious all of a sudden?
Yeah, I don't know, but I did see that. I don't know what to make of it.
That is strange. That is strange. Damn it. That threw me off track.
Sorry, we have a video that you want me to play.
Yes,
I wanted to.
yes.
I wanted to
all that build up for
I'm
nothing.
sorry.
Fucking
Sorry.
shit. Son of a bitch. Gosh. Where was I? You weren't even paying attention.
I was looking.
Son of a whore.
It was on my mind.
There's
I had to go
all of
look it
this.
up before I
Fuck,
forgot.
John. Fuck.
Sorry.
There's a flow to this. Gosh. Folks, if this sucks, it's John's fault. Okay? I'm doing everything I can to make this entertaining and informative, and John is over there fucking me. Jeez. We try to put together a good show for you people, but occasionally some of us drop the ball.
Neff Hunter needs to take a little bit of blame because he mentioned those tweets and it triggered a little bit of tism in me.
No,
I had
you're
to
a
go-
big
I had to
boy.
go look him up.
Oh yeah, so it's weird how Charlie Kirk, like, who knows if his life was the Truman Show or not, but all these people in and around him and all these media figures, like, what is going on with them? Are they real? Are they fake? They certainly look like real people, but there are all these weird instances where, like, their bodies will change all of a sudden, right? And they'll start to look like, we see that with people like Jonah Hill. We see that with the lady who did Wicked, Ariana Grande. Like, what the fuck is going on with these people? I hear adrenochrome discussions, but who knows? And a lot of them seem to have weird memory lapses. They have a bunch of weird shit going on. And this guy kind of talks a little bit about it in this video. Let's play this real quick.
On a tous vu comme le cast de Wicked a changé. Radicalement. Mais personne n'explique pourquoi. L'industrie fait pas monter des célébrités. Elle les détruit pour les exploiter. Il est important de comprendre qu'Ariana n'existe pas. Elle a été effacée et remplacée. Elle parle elle-même de perte de mémoire et de passage en clinique.
They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy. They do the memory erasure, you know?
C'est pas du marketing, c'est les effets du programme de la CIA. Et les documents déclassifiés expliquent les techniques. Drogue, hypnose, privation de sommeil, électrochoc, viol. Ariana nous parle d'anxiété extrême, d'abus sexuels chez Nickelodeon. Et elle a aussi admis avoir perdu des années entières de mémoire.
Now, I don't know what's really going on with these people, but they certainly seem like, at a minimum, some kind of weird MK Ultra plant. What the hell is this Better Days memory procedure she's talking about? That sounds like something out of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Just walking out around here like eliminating people's memories. Who the hell knows what's going on with that? It sounds like some weird government psyop shit, and anybody that says it doesn't is either insane or selling something. By the way, quick shout out to Neff Hunter for sending us some of these videos. We appreciate it, sir. Keep it up. They're fantastic. But it's just very strange what's going on with a lot of these. Did you find out what the program is, John?
It looks. I don't know. It looks to be.
It looks to be. You stopped in the middle of a sentence.
Legitimate telehealth practice.
Brighter Days Teletherapy, a legitimate telehealth practice offering mental health services, especially EMDR, in California and Florida.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
And it apparently was also like used as a ploy for some type of marketing strategy for her.
That's really weird. And I mean, EMDR... So EMDR is a therapy used, for those of you who aren't aware, to like reprocess through a lot of trauma. So either whatever thing that is was legitimately trying to work through whatever trauma was inflicted on her to make her who she is, or to split off personalities, right? Or they weren't doing what it sounds like they were doing to her. Like, one of those two things is likely true. But it's just odd what's going on with these. It's very strange and very public, and the masses don't even seem to notice. And sure, there are a lot of people in the truth community who are like, yeah, it's weird that she like lost a shit ton of weight and she looks like a skeleton, or whatever the hell went on with that black lady. I don't know what she went from looking like a normal person to some kind of it's hard for me to not find a racist sounding way to say this, some kind of emaciated primate. That's what she's starting to look like. And like, what the hell kind of unhealthy, weird shit went on to turn her in from look like that first photo of her, right? If you look up old photos of her, she looks like a perfectly healthy, normal woman, right? And now she looks like some kind of creepy, like, witch. She just does. Like, you could not make her up better for a movie to look like some kind of creepy witch doctor. You just couldn't. What the hell is going on there? John, you look like you're pregnant with a thought.
Yeah, I mean, the culture of Hollywood is very, very clearly satanic. It's very clearly Luciferian. Like, if you watch the Alti and Childs video, you know what these people are into. And it's like, right, you look at all of the imagery around all of their events, you know what these people are into. And there is a very sick culture there that they have to play a part of. So it's something to do with that. I don't know what it is, but it is some type of sick, like, buy-in to whatever little thing they've built. And I can't really comprehend it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's weird. It's just curious, I guess, for me, like, what's going on? Are we seeing in real time the effect on the physical body that the spiritual, like, shift or breakdown of these people is having? Like, is that what we're seeing? Or is it something else? Are we seeing the effects of, like, adrenochrome? I'm still not 100% sure what adrenochrome is. A lot of people talk like they know what it is and talk like it's a real thing. Allegedly, it's, like, what, taken from kids? This, like, thing that's taken from kids to help people stay young, right? Isn't that what adrenochrome is?
I'm not sure.
But, like, what are we seeing? I would tend to attribute it to some kind of, like, weird satanic breakdown of these people's spirit that manifests itself in physical reality. Kind of like we talked about with Steven. Quick plug for that ep. Go watch that after this is over. The way that, like, the spiritual changes, like, the sub-physical changes the physical, right? It almost makes me think of that sort of thing. But on the other hand, and we'll get into this probably a little bit deeper in another ep we do down the line, but, like, we have a lot of talk about cloning these people and a lot of talk about replacing them, a lot of talk about, like, abusing them and splitting off personalities, and the effects those have on the human body are also all pretty terrible. So who knows what's really going on? All you can really know for sure looking at it is that it's satanic, and maybe that's all you need to know, right? Maybe that's all you really have to know to understand what's going on. I'm just, maybe it's a morbid curiosity, but I'm just curious, what the fuck is doing this to these people?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the best way to look at it is one way or the other, you're seeing the results of worship of a false deity.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion, you know?
I mean, certainly that. And I think you see that even in, like, a lot of satanic party culture. It's one of the weird things that happens with a lot of younger people who are really into that side of things. And I met a decent amount of them, like bartending and that sort of thing. A lot of these people end up, like, weirdly, like, being weirdly durable during their, like, younger years, right? Like, going out and doing all the drugs, party shit, getting into all these weird, like, spiritual situations. And then there happens to be a point where it all kind of catches up with them and flips a switch, you know? And this young, sweet, attractive girl or this young, good-looking guy goes from being an Adonis at 28 to looking like a cancer patient at 32. And you see that happen a lot. But again, I've always attributed that to, like, physical reality, right? Cocaine, AIDS, being a fag, things like that. But it's the bridge between the spiritual and the physical that appears to be the culprit in this sense that just makes me wonder, I guess, is all. Right. And not just about these people, but about all of the, like, the pseudo Mockingbird media folks, the new conservative media, the Candaces, the Tuckers, who don't seem to be suffering from these symptoms. They all look pretty normal, You know, like, yeah, Russell Brand looks weird, but he looks like a normal kind of weird, right? He looks like your average gay homeless person is what Russell Brand looks like. You know, Candace Owens looks like your average hot black lady. Tucker Carlson looks like your average, like, pedophile Midwestern dad with a fishing hat. They all look pretty normal. And so what's the difference between these people and the skinny bitches you see singing for, singing on the screen about Wicked or whatever the hell it is? Like, there seems to be, at least to me, like some kind of fundamental difference here. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's very strange.
Yeah.
And it has piqued a weird morbid curiosity in me, and I don't have any answers, so I need to shut the fuck up and stop talking about it, because I really don't have anything else to say other than speculate. Do you have anything else on this, John, before we move on?
Yeah, not really. It's just very clear to me that whatever that they are practicing in, sucks.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Quickly, before we go to this next video, I'll tease it here in a second, but go check out the Patreon. It is just $2 a month. Early bird special going on. I always forget to do these mid-show plugs. Check out the Patreon. It's $2 a month right now. Early bird special going on till March 1st. And then go give us a like and a follow wherever you're listening. It does help out the show a lot. So go check us out on all the socials, Veritas Road everywhere, or the Veritas Road Pod on Twitter. That being said, we don't have any diversity hires here at the Veritas Road because we're poor. But I did see something in the media this week that I think is a very clear sign of what things like diversity, equity, and inclusion contribute to. And also, this sort of thing, I think, from a personal perspective, kind of marks where we are as a society, that actions like this make somebody as successful, objectively successful, as this fine gentleman appears to be. And the fact that this is popular does make me wonder if we're very, very near the end. So let's take a look at this very distinguished gentleman sharing his experience with DEI.
Chicken, red hot sausage, jalapeno man, jalapeno man, jalapeno man. I am the fried chicken, red hot sausage, jalapeno man, jalapeno man, jalapeno man. I am the church's chicken, fried chicken, red hot sausage, jalapeno man. Hope
This
I
man
make you laugh. Happy New Year!
Is I guess clearly playing into some racial stereotypes here. What the hell kind of end days stage have we reached that is out there and being seen by people and being distributed on the social medias, and probably more popular than our show is, John? That's the kind of world we're living. That man has more views than we do. How does that make you feel?
I don't really know what to say to that. Just any of that. He mentioned Church's Chicken, and ours got shut down because the owner was evading taxes.
Nice.
That's the only thing I thought of, and that my brain went dead.
That is fair, and I think that's the only. I think John has given us a representation of the only appropriate response to this kind of media presentation. But I think that's a good commentary on where we're at. This is the kind of thing that passes for entertainment, and sad commentary on me. I thought it was hilarious. But this is where we're at. Like, people are just out there, and they're so, like, miserable and sad and pissed about their everyday lives that some, I can't say the word I would typically use to describe this man, but some brown gentleman putting a watermelon on his head and strapping hot sausages and what I can only imagine is Popeyes to his head brightens their day. This is the world where that brightens, that kept somebody from jumping off a ledge somewhere. That's where we're at. Some asshole was about to jump out of his 9-story high rise because his life is sad, and he watched this video and stopped. That's the world we're living in right now. How many views did that video have, John? Did you see how many? Did you notice? Can we check on that real quick? John, I would love it if you would tape a bowl of mashed potatoes to your head. Can we make that happen? How much would it take? How much would people have to donate for you to tape mashed potatoes to your head? Guys, join the Patreon and we will get John to tape some mashed potatoes to his head. I will make that a personal mission. Okay?
It doesn't list the views. It had 117,000 likes.
117,000 likes. So 117,000 people saw that video and press that like button. The least you can do is like this stream, okay? The least you can do is drop us a like after that. 117,000 people. That's insane. That is insane. Oh, all right. I don't really have much more to say about that one. Let's move on. I can't read what I wrote down here. So this happened a little while ago, actually. I'm a little bit late. I meant to cover this a long time ago, but I think that there are certain markers for the level of just sad, disgusting depravity we've reached as a society. And personally, I think this is one of them. And you guys, just let us know in the chat how you would have responded to reading this headline like 20 years ago. This woman, and we'll pop this up on the screen here in just a second. This lady, and I'll tell you who it is. It was the hot AT&T girl. Anybody remember her? She was hot as fuck. The hot AT&T girl from like 10 years ago, I can't remember her actual name, decided in an effort to do an OnlyFans shoot, in an effort to raise money for charity. I don't even remember what charity it was. I think she says what it was somewhere along in those photos, John.
It's I'm reading it right now. It's Only Philanthropy.
No, there was an actual charity involved. That's what she's calling it.
Did they create an OnlyFans charity?
Essentially, yes. That's essentially what this is.
That's freaking crazy.
She decided to sell pictures of her tits. Can we figure out what the charity is? Scroll through those photos for me. The photos up there up, John. You can click the back and forth button. She decided to sell pictures of her tits to raise real money for, I assume, some kind of DEI related charity work, and she raised 170 grand. She raised 170 grand.
That picture's freaking hilarious.
It's just, I just don't understand how we made it to this place. Like, we used to have drives. We used to collect hats for people, have canned food drives or whatever. And now we're doing only philanthropy. We're selling pictures of our tits online to raise money for. Have you figured out what she's raising money for?
It wasn't for a charity. It was for a single mom. The charity was called Only Philanthropy.
Oh, it was? Okay. Yeah. Oh, that is such a. I don't even know what to think about this. Oh, no, it was okay. After the LA fires this year, she saw what people really needed was some cash. So she decided to pull that cash directly out of her pussy. That's what it says on the thing. What kind of sick age are we in that this is how we raise money for people? What the hell is going on here? And this is a single mom in LA. Like, there's no way she's destitute from her house getting burnt down. Like, I have a hard time imagining that that's that big of a problem. But what thank you, Nev. And I to be fair, I find her as attractive as the next person, but what the hell? Like, how did we reach this point?
Yeah, I don't know. Neff Hunter made a good point. Are we
that
sure
he likes boobs?
No, are we sure she's actually a lady?
You know, everybody says that about every hot girl in the media now, and it's just ruining my life, honestly, because every time I see a pretty girl out there now, I'm like, what if she has a cock? And I can't date, I can't eat, I can't sleep, because I'm wondering if every pretty girl I see has a cock. So thank you, every conspiracy theorist out there, for ruining my my life.
Yeah,
really.
Truth Seeker on Twitter is like all about that. He is naming the tranny. And I don't know if he's right 100% of the time, but he's trying, and I respect it. It's like, I go follow that account because it's hilarious.
That is pretty
funny. He is on top of it trying to name the trannies.
I mean,
and I would say he's probably like 7 for 10.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of them out there, okay? Big Mike being a prime example. But it's just sad. Like, it's just sad. There's no there's no part of this that isn't depressing. Either you have some chick whose dad didn't love her selling her tits online, okay? Or you have some chick whose dad didn't love her who has a cock selling her tits online. Like, there's no happy way to look at this. This is the world we've come to, where OnlyFans has like more ability to do good, allegedly good things than like your local church. OnlyFans has more power to raise money for charity than a religious organization. That's the world we're living in right now. Good luck raising 170 grand selling, you know, your next gospel album. It's not gonna happen. But her pussy, you'll get it in 4 days, because that's how long it took her to raise 170 grand. 4 days.
Yeah, it's late stage empire shit, man.
Hell yes,
That's
it is.
pretty much all that is.
Hell yes, it is. And I'm gonna send the money back. I'm gonna send the money I sent her back. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's wild. It's absolutely insane. Gosh. All right. Anything else on this hot girl who raised money, John?
No, there was a comment in there that Jake from State Farm would never do that. I agree. I agree.
You know, I think Jake from State Farm would. He's got a bot on him. I don't actually know if he does or not.
Which one? The first one or the?
There are two?
Yeah.
I just know about the regular black one.
Oh no, the first Jake from State Farm was like a fat white guy.
No,
just
really?
a normal standard white guy. They DEI'd him.
The black one's very likable, I will say. Like, he's very likable, but I don't remember the white one.
No, that was the first one.
They DEI'd him as well.
I think. I don't actually know what happened with that story.
He probably wore a watermelon helmet and some church's chicken to that audition.
He disappeared, but it was originally some like just normal average white guy.
Did he disappear like Jared from Subway, or did he just disappear? Because those are different.
Yeah, I don't know.
those are different. So, speaking of tits, let's talk about tits you shouldn't look at and people like Epstein. So that's a fun segue, right? Last week, the Department of Justice released another like massive chunk of the Epstein files. I think something around 3 million different pages, photos, documents were released last week. And obviously they've been all over the media, they've been all over all the social media. It's been a big thing, as I guess you would expect, given the nature of the political climate out there. But one of the things I just want to point out, and by the way, we're also having, speaking of government stuff, we're on the brink of a government shutdown, or one's actually gone on. I can't remember. But we're somewhere on or about a government shutdown currently. So one of the things I just want folks to notice is all the Epstein stuff starts to get released. How many people have you seen get arrested? How many changes have you seen from this government? How much of anything have you seen from the release of this information that we were all clamoring for? Has anybody showed up at Bill Gates' house to arrest him for looking at a 15-year-old girl's tits? I doubt it. Has anybody showed up at Elon's house to shoot him in the head for, fucking a 13? I doubt it. So what other purpose could releasing these documents have? What's the real reason behind it? Because not jack shit's getting done. You think anybody's showing up to Trump and Melania's pit house to do anything about his name being listed in the document? Absolutely not. So what's the purpose behind these documents? What the hell is the point of releasing these? Because what we can deduce just rationally, logically, from the track record we've seen over the past who knows how long is that it's not to bring, some sort of ethereal justice to these people, right? It's not to, put a rubber stamp on the memory of a child trafficking pedophile. It's not to do any of that. So what's the reason behind it? My best guess is to capture your energy, to capture your attention, to get you focused on this nonsense while we take the other hand and do some fucked up shit who knows where. But what we can know for certainty is that it's definitely there to draw your attention, to draw your focus, because we're not doing diddly squat with this information. Nobody's getting arrested. No conclusions are being drawn. No court cases are really out there. It's all nonsense. So what's the purpose behind this? All these tweets, all these posts, all these releases, all these alleged hearings, they're not going anywhere. So why are we still giving this art? And sure, it's interesting. But what's the point? John, you look like you have a thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, the comment that I made on Twitter, it was just, hey, I would encourage anybody with any sort of critical thinking ability to not get caught up in what we've known for a decade.
Yeah.
They are telling you what we have known for well over a decade. So don't there's going to be tweet after tweet over the next probably,
week and a half,
weeks to a couple of months, because there's 3.5 million files. It's like there's going to be slowly some stuff that's coming out that's going to make all of the conspiracy theorists and all of the people who've been on this story for years shit their pants.
Yeah.
And I would encourage you not to do that, because we know all of this. We've known it for a long time. Like, we know Bill Clinton is a rapist. It really doesn't take a bright mind to figure that out. Just look at the fucker. It's very clear that he's a rapist and a pedophile.
A little bit.
Like, we know that. So it's like, don't lose your shit over that. And ask yourself, as you said, why now?
Yeah.
Why now? And, the other part of what I said was, it seems that they have been slowly kind of destroying this societal order for a while now. And they've been slowly tearing down the different fabrics that kind of made up our old societal order of the post 9/11 world, essentially. Yeah. And they've torn down the media. They've torn down kind of the political structure now. That's kind of what Trump's whole archetype was, to kind of tear down this kind of decency and this type of like
the pomp and circumstance
that politics used to have,
yeah.
And like the perceived respect that it got. They've torn that down, and it seems like they're just slowly kind of, and maybe not slowly anymore, it seems like they're starting to kind of knock all that shit down. You add all of that with, potential alien disclosure and other shit that might be coming down the pipe. Like, think long and hard, why is this happening now?
Yeah.
And I say it all the time, but whatever story that they're going to give you is bullshit in one way or the other. If it happened or not, if all of these creepy old dudes, they probably did do a bunch of horrific, pedophile shit on that island.
Absolutely.
But one is like, this human order isn't going to do anything about it. It's controlled by those people,
Yeah.
So it's like, don't get so caught up in that to where you actually miss whatever type of shift that's trying to, like, the sleight of hand shift that's going on.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think an interesting question is to ask, like, why would the people who were in control of the information that's implicating them allow it to be released? That's a very strange thing to do. You don't think people like Bill Gates, Trump, Bill Clinton, Elon, like, you don't think they have any say in whether or not this got released?
Right.
If you don't, that's some obvious, there's a reason behind it. certainly, and it's very strange for the very people who it condemns to put the information out there. It's very odd.
Right.
And it does. It makes you wonder, and I don't think anybody has any firm answers for why they're putting it out there. If they do, they're a lot smarter than me. But you do. You have to ask yourself that question, and I think be kind of like you're saying, very diligent and not getting wrapped up in the bullshit of it all. I think that's very important because there are. I mean, I even pulled a couple up. Like there's news article after news article about Bill Gates was caught doing this. Trump's in the files, emailing this. Elon was talking about not trying to go to the island, but he accepted X, Y, or Z. Like there are all of these discussions about this or that, and guess what's getting done about those? Guess what those are accomplishing? Not jack shit.
Yeah.
Not shit. Comb those for days. Guess what's going to get done when you find the one email that tells you everything you ever wanted to know?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah.
But it is disconcerting to wonder why now. And you made the connection between releasing this and like the imminent disclosure stuff that seems to be getting closer and closer every day. It's interesting timing. How long have we been teasing all the Epstein stuff? A hot minute now.
Yeah.
A hot minute.
Yeah.
How long has this disclosure stuff been ramping up? We seem to be the energy shifting. We seem to be building up towards something. The media is shifting as well, right? It's all in a state of flux.
Yeah.
The social structures, as they have been for a long time, are all in a state of flux. And maybe there are people out there, I don't know, Owen Benjamin, who have some clue where they're, what they're morphing into, where they're shifting. I sure as hell don't know. But what we can know is these files were released on purpose by the people who the files are talking about. Those people clearly have a reason that has nothing to do with what's in those to put those out there. More than likely to get the attention of the people who are going to spend hours and hours, days and days, weeks and weeks, sifting through all the bullshit, talking about all the nonsense, arguing about it to no avail. It's not going to accomplish anything because it was intended not to accomplish anything.
I mean, yeah, I think it is intended to accomplish something, though. As I kind of alluded to, is they are breaking this order down.
Well, yeah, I guess,
you know, and like it's kind of a big thing. It's like, hey, let's destroy the entire leadership and elite class.
Yeah,
like let's knock it down. And they've been doing that in so many different areas. It's like, higher education has kind of been delegitimized, right? The medical industry, they've been able to kind of start to throw the seeds into like delegitimize that. All of these things, don't get me wrong, they all suck, but all of these things that the normies kind of had a lot of, equity kind of built into, and they're starting to knock all of these down, and you've got to pay attention to that because it's like they've got to be shearing in or shoveling in something in behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what the path we are on now. And it seems like they might have just made a big step into speeding that up.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I kind of feel, especially because they've kind of maybe been also teasing some type of economic instability. I've seen a lot of people talking about like fluctuations in gold and silver and, crazy shit that, crypto's doing and all that crap. They might be trying to put in something behind that. You put in that along with the chaos of it's like, hey, all of your political elites, all your corporate, elites, they're all pedophiles.
Yeah.
You disrupt an order that you've created.
Yeah. And it could be something as simple as to just make people a little bit more afraid for a little while. Like, I guess the bottom line is we don't know what all this is aiming at. It is clearly aiming to accomplish something. And we don't know what. and I think probably it serves two purposes. A, we are like driving some kind of direction. B, I think no matter what way you slice it, we have a shift in the mass consciousness that is imminent, whether this stuff is happening or not. We have an aging population of, kind of like you said, people who were bought into the system, people who had equity in the government, in medicine, in the mainstream financial institution, and all of these things. Those people are starting to die off. Those people are gray-haired assholes who yell at their news screen all day. And we're seeing a lack of focus on all of that stuff, which I think is a double-edged sword, okay? I think it's good that, your millennials, whatever generation was before us, don't care about it, right, and don't want to pay attention to it. And that's good insofar as your attentions are better served focusing on good things. But the problem with that is again twofold, in the fact that, sure, your attentions are better served elsewhere, but where are those attentions getting put? Are they getting put on good stuff? No, they're getting shoveled into TikTok and all of that other bullshit, right?
Yeah, man, covering himself in chicken and singing.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like that's where those attentions are being drawn. And to, the tits, philanthropy tits. That's where those attentions are being pulled. And the problem with that is when your attentions are pulled in nonsense directions, there's a lack of awareness about what is going on, about the greater scheme of things, because instead of being focused on this stuff, which I completely support, like it's all fake and gay nonsense, but instead of even having a clue what's going on there, you're focused on tits, on some guy with chicken strapped to his head on Instagram, when you could be focusing on good things, building something, doing something real, connecting with real people, but you're on your phone, on your couch, at home, alone, in the dark, jerking off. And so it's nice that people don't have the same buy-in to the system anymore, but the fact of the matter is their attention's still misplaced. Our attention is still grossly misplaced, and that's not good either. Like that's not positive either. And so, I do wonder if part of what's going on is we've got to destroy the old guard, these old systems, because they're not working anymore to capture people's attention and push it that other direction. We have stuff in place for that already. We don't need that anymore. We don't need the time, attention, and resources focused on building up the next election, because guess what? This 38-year-old white bitch who drives her kids to school every day just to be able to go home and steal a few hours of cold, sad ecstasy with her vibrator on her couch, is not paying any attention to that anymore, because her life is what it is, and we've given her other fake stuff to focus on that she's more interested in.
Yeah.
And to me, that seems one of, definitely not the only, but one of the purposes behind the shift we're seeing here.
Yeah, man. There's a lot to say to that. And the biggest thing is that you kind of alluded to it. This is not sustainable anymore.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm really kind of getting the feeling that, hey, they are probably ramping up a massive effort to push whatever is left of this kind of old order out of the way, because it's not sustainable. Neff Hunter, said ain't going to be a next election. It kind of
feels that way.
It does feel that way, because it's like no one cares. Like no one freaking cares.
Yeah,
it's like year out from whenever they hold, or less than a year out from when they hold, midterm elections.
Yep.
2 years out from when they do the presidency bullshit. No one gives a fucking shit. No one cares.
Yeah.
So that's not sustainable.
No.
That's not sustainable for the culture to kind of continue to work, the economy to continue to work. It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
And that's why it seems like they're kind of ramping up this whole thing, and that's what I think maybe this Epstein release is there to do, is to just speed up this kind of slow decay, to just kind of put it in an overdrive. And Neff Hunter, I do want to comment on this because I think you're kind of on to something. I think that's what the whole purpose of, alien disclosure is to try and, delegitimize, as you said, those Abrahamic religions and destroy that kind of old world worldview into this kind of science age religious bullshit that we talked about kind of a little bit ad nauseum on a couple other episodes.
I mean, that seems to be part of it. Yeah.
And this is probably a play in that, it probably is some type of play in that, in just kind of destabilizing the order that people perceive.
Yeah, and it's another pillar of a lot of modern religion. Like, there's so much Christian nationalism out there.
Right.
That's another
right.
pillar to fall, to try to
point.
push that down. I mean,
That's a good point.
It's just another brick in the wall, pillar to fall. I don't know. Yeah, it's just another piece in that puzzle that they're trying to break, solve. Hell, I lost the metaphor.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah. And this should be an indicate, like, the biggest takeaway, like the most simple takeaway that people should be able to take from all of this is that the whole political narrative surrounding this over the past 10 months is retarded.
It's fully
and
retarded.
It is 100% evidence that all of that shit is fake.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And it's like there's deja vu every 3 to 6 weeks, right? It's like we're revisiting the same nonsense. It's like we're in fucking Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. Great movie, by the way. But it's like that. It's like it's constant
Did you say that
repetition.
because it was Groundhog Day yesterday?
No, it wasn't really.
Isn't it the first week in February?
I did not know that.
I think it's the first Monday in February, is it not?
It's sometime around now,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure when it is. Let's check that out, John. Research for our listeners. But it's like this continual circular pattern that we're in, and I think it's just evidence of how easily controlled a lot of folks are too. Like how easy it is to flip a switch and capture mass attention. Completely simple, even with a completely manufactured event like Epstein's death,
Yeah.
When's Groundhog Day?
It was yesterday.
Holy shit. What an apt metaphor. I'm proud of myself. Do we get 6 more weeks of winter? Did you find that out?
I don't know.
John, if you're going to go that far, you might as well have found that out. Damn. You have these tweets up. Do you have anything you want to say about these?
It was just on that point.
Okay.
I saw this tweet from Clint Russell, and he said it turns out that Thomas Massey isn't a do-nothing grandstander, but actually he's one of the people in D.C. fighting to do the right thing. Trump tried to ruin his life over the Epstein files, and now you know why. How? And like Clint Russell is a decently smart guy. I know a lot of people probably who've come to watch us probably don't like him that much, but he's a smart enough guy. He should realize that everything he just said is completely nonsensical. That is completely fucking nonsensical. How can the takeaway from this story be like, oh, Thomas Massey did such a great job? He did nothing. How do you not realize that this is orchestrated? And just don't fall into this bullshit political narrative, because it's so dumb.
Yeah.
And it's just not real. And it's like, if it was real, let's be honest, everybody involved in this Epstein scandal would be hanging in the town square.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's a testament to how little people care, and how, honestly, I think even the normies on some level realize the whole thing is fake and gay.
Yeah.
Because if people thought of it as real, and they don't, there would be marches on Washington right the fuck now. All of these moms and dads out there with little boys and little girls would be at the Capitol storming fucking Congress to lynch these people. Like, that would be, but nobody thinks of it that way. It's far enough removed from our perceived reality. It's like the way people look at a lot of Bible stories, right? It's far enough removed from reality to be perceived as fake. And so it doesn't engender the kind of response that you would have. And this is why, if people ever wonder why I use, but sometimes such like strong, kind of gross language on the show, it's because this shit needs to be realized for the kind of visceral, disgusting thing it is. If your parents walk in on somebody fucking a kid, right? That person's not going to live to see next week. It's just not going to happen. But it's another testament to how fake these people see this thing as, or the fact that these people do realize it's nonsense on some degree, on some level, that there aren't, there's not mass unrest, sure, there's all the ICE nonsense going on in Minnesota. It's a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking of something as you said that. You think of all the energy that like a lot of like middle class kind of millennial and, maybe Gen X parents had with all of like the transing bullshit that was going on in schools and like the fire that went into school board meetings all around the country.
A bunch of dads showing up to rip people's head off. Yeah.
That's because they could, in that situation, they actually had some type of control and actually believed that, hey, we can go and do something here.
Yeah.
The fact that that's not happening kind of in that same type of really fire energy, it's not happening here, is pretty good evidence that, man, people don't believe in this shit anymore, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And like I said, that's not sustainable.
It's not. And who knows where this is going to lead next. It'll be fun to watch play out. I'm kind of scared to watch it play out, but it will be interesting. Yeah. It will be interesting. So I think that's all we're going to say on the Epstein stuff. Let us move on to something that is a little more palatable than people raping kids on an island. Let's talk about euthanasia. So, while we're discussing the direction society's headed and the complete breakdown of like social structures and all the nonsense that's going on, I think nowhere is that better highlighted than in the euthanasia program that they've rolled out in our faggot neighbor to the north, Canada. Where, and if we can scroll down to a little bit of this story, this guy who had, I believe it was cerebral palsy, decided that life was no longer worth living, and we've had discussions about mainstream medicine and how it's insane, but if this doesn't tell you modern allopathic medicine is absolute bullshit, I don't know what else will. He had a discussion with his board-approved physician. This guy who clearly is a viable person, okay? He has a little bit of the palsy, probably a limp dick and a bad leg, okay? But in all essential senses, is moving around and capable of living a life. He's just sad and lonely because he has the palsy, okay? Consulted his physician, and they reached the conclusion that as a result of profound psychosocial suffering and loneliness, it was better for him to euthanize himself. This is the world we're entering into. If we scroll down a little further, he had a number of consultations about his suicide with this physician so that they could decide which suicide clause he fell under. Apparently, they have two different tracks for how to kill yourself in Canada. There are two different ways to get in, I guess. Two different applications you can fill out. And so it describes him as his euthanasia practitioner. Said he would be able to get into the procedure under track 1 as he had an incurable condition. Despite the fact that this sumbitch was refusing to eat or drink. I get it. The palsy is sad. I mean, I've seen people with cerebral palsy. It's not happy, okay? Watching him try to walk, it sucks. But I don't think that's a reason to kill yourself. Have you met a Down syndrome person? They're happy as fuck. Just go be like them. I mean, why not? It seems like the move. This poor guy lived in some kind of help facility and was very sad and lonely. And we're reaching a point where a lot of quote unquote legitimate health programs are saying, imagine the nice, pretty like a pharmaceutical drug commercial that you see pop on in the middle of CNN News, right? Like an old lady with gray hair and like flowers behind her. And then this, like, are you a sad, lonely fuck? Have you had a lonely day or two in the past couple of months? Are you, feeling a little down because the people at your healthcare facility think you're a little crooked-legged son of a bitch? Well, try out Canada's MAID program. Your best option for euthanasia and suicide starting in 2026, where you can go kill yourself on the government's dime. What the fuck kind of world are we living in? This is completely outrageous. We're popularizing suicide, and we're funding it. We're funding it. The government's funding it. How did we make it to this point? We're talking about reaching the end. We're right fucking there. Welcome to your suicide pod, Mr. B. Hope you've had a delightful day. It's not going to be delightful too much longer because it'll be over. How did we wind? I can't believe I'm still shocked by this stuff, but I'm still shocked by this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can 100% see that pharmaceutical ad.
Doesn't it sound?
Yeah.
There'll probably be one during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
You just wait and see.
probably. I mean, yeah, it's not a. You can kind of see it starting and a little bit in 2020 where they convinced a bunch of healthy people that they were sick.
Yeah.
It's not that much of a leap to where you can convince, people that assisted killing themselves is healthcare. It's all so freaking inverted. It's
so backwards.
It's so effed up.
Can you imagine?
It's hard to wrap your mind around a little bit, and it's hard to it's hard to wrap your mind around like people who actually would view that as legitimate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the same kinds of people who will view this as legitimate are the same kinds of people who like go to their school and believe all this stuff people are saying about chicks with dicks. Just they're a little more retarded, physically and intellectually. Like the kinds of people who are doing this are typically they have some kind of retardation, like this guy did. Like it's the same mind virus, in my opinion, because this comes from a very like weird, like liberal social justice place, right? Because the argument for it is completely like pathos. Is the word for that pathological? I don't know. But it's completely emotional. It's like, John, don't you feel bad for these people who are in just constant pain and sadness? Don't they have the right to go fucking kill themselves? Would you want to be alive? Would you? That's the argument for it. Like, that's the only argument for it. It's not a good one, but that's the argument for it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's the same, like, spell, mind virus, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they freaking took... especially when people talk about like the argument of appeal to authority, it's like they took the ad absurdum that people would make when they argued against it and made it real.
That's a good point.
That's essentially what's going on here is like, most people, if you're arguing against some type of appeal to authority in the medical industry,
right,
you would probably make a similar case. It's like, hey, they're going to get to like assisted, suicides and treating that as healthcare if you take this too far. And people be like, oh, that's insane. That's never going to happen. And then there you go.
Right. That's such a good point. Yeah, somebody made a ridiculous case for why this is stupid in school, and some retarded fuck was like, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Probably a politician. Can you imagine how this consultation went? Like, this guy, this palsied fellow stumbles into a physician's office and is like, excuse me, sir. I think, sorry, I shouldn't do the voice. Excuse me, doc. Excuse me, doc. I'm very sad, and I think suicide's my best option. And the doctor's like, yeah, you're kind of retarded. How about killing yourself? Like, is that how this discussion goes? Because that's essentially the meat of what happened.
Yeah.
Some palsied fellow, some Stephen Hawking of a motherfucker, walks in, and the doc's like, yeah, you're kind of fucked. Kill yourself. That's exactly what went on.
Yeah.
That is paraphrased, but that's the conversation they had. Somebody who went to medical school said, yeah, you're a crooked sumbitch. How about suicide? That seems like a good option, right? That's legitimately the conversation they had. Real life.
Yeah. They're tearing this shit down, dude.
They are. They absolutely are.
That's what this is an example. They are tearing this shit down.
Yeah.
That's the only observation I can make.
No, you're absolutely right
Because
about that.
like, there can't be too many people out there that would look at this and not be like, "That's just fucking crazy."
Yeah. Nobody suggested, hey, maybe get out of your room a little more often? You know, that didn't seem like a good move.
No, if I thought that, I didn't say that was the first thing that rolled through my
Definitely
mind.
would not have walked in there. Yeah, that's a good point. Rolled in there. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah. Gosh. So, moving on to the next. I don't think there's anything more we can say about that nonsense. So we just had a recent snowstorm. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but it was weird. Shout out to Nephilim for sending us this video. I bet retarded people love this because it's a cartoon. I like cartoons, but a little predictive programming here from, what is it, Rocky and Bullwinkle from like fucking the 70s or whenever this cartoon was popular, about what went on a week and a half ago.
Send your old ice and snow to the island of Ricky Ticky, folks, and let's
Get ready.
straighten up and fly right.
This is the snow that we just went
From
through,
the icebound shores of California to the snow-capped jungles of Tanganyika, people began to send ice and
AKA
snow to
storm.
Ricky Ticky by the train full, by the plane full, by the ship full, even by the tray full.
That's it, folks. Keep it coming.
One more snowstorm should do it, Rocky.
One more snowstorm, eh?
And before you can say Tucson Whip and Pickle, the plucky squirrel had grabbed
Silver
a nearby
iodide.
sack of silver iodide crystals and was zooming through the air over the island.
Silver iodide crystals?
If you drop them into a cold cloud, it makes snow.
Oh!
Yes, Rocky was flashing through the frigid air above the island, seeding the clouds.
seeding the clouds.
Iodide!
And everywhere that Rocky went, he left a curtain of white falling behind him. Gentlemen, please take off your hat.
How come?
This is a solemn moment. We are
All right.
witnessing the great...
I don't really have much more to say about that other than you're telling me weather modification's not real. You're telling me that storm was a naturally occurring event where Texas got frozen over like the depths of hell. No. Just no. For more context on that, feel free to go watch our app on weather modification. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that, but I just thought that was interesting. So, we've done a little bit about this before, but it continues to impress me how much like weird giant shit is out there. And this is another case where this guy shows a photo of what appears to be like a giant peach, a giant apricot. And there's stuff like this all over the world, like scattered all over the world. Yet we continue to ignore its existence, and nobody really talks about it. Even like for the Bible folks, there were biblical reports of grapes like two guys had to carry, right? You had to get two Jewish motherfuckers to carry this branch of grapes. Now I get it. You know, they were probably well counterbalanced because of their noses, so it made it a little bit easier. But these
Different Jewish.
What?
Different Jewish.
But these small, you know, so there are obviously reports of this happening. Why does nobody talk about it? And what happened to all of that stuff? That's my other question. Because like if there were grapes that were that, what happened to all of that stuff? You know, was it all destroyed in the flood? It seems not, because we have reports of that in like Joshua, right? Which was long after the flood. So where did all this stuff go? I haven't seen too many trees with grapes the size of my liver. Like I haven't seen too many of those. So where did it all go? And sadly, I don't have an answer for that. I teased that like I did. But I don't have an answer. I just think it's curious. And maybe if we can find, if anybody knows of anybody we could talk to about that, I would love to. Where is all, there are a ton of stories even about, and people play it off like it's this like prehistoric, you know, dinosaurs were bigger and so trees were bigger too, because that makes sense, you retarded asshole. Yeah. They play it off like it's something like that, which makes absolutely no rational sense, at least to me. But there's clearly a lot of evidence of gigantic trees, gigantic fruit, gigantic people, a bunch of buildings with doors that were big enough for like a 20-foot man. But we ignore all of that stuff and just pretend like it never happens. So where the hell did all these alleged fruit trees that were, the size of your damn house, where did they go? What happened to them? Any speculation on that, John?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I speak to your other point. It's clear that there is like some form of orchestrated effort to kind of hide the ancient world. As to what happened to him, part of me has always thought that maybe some of that shit was genetically engineered and it wasn't natural.
The big stuff?
Yeah. It was genetically engineered by the
the hybrids.
Yeah, and the Nephilim who were down here also not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And obviously had to make altars to creation to accommodate them because creation was not designed to accommodate them. So I don't actually know if like any of that stuff was natural.
Who knows? That's the problem.
And there's also, you get into the whole argument of like how post-flood Nephilim exists. And I know one theory out there is that it was some type of like genetic altering program. Haven't looked into that enough to actually have a lot of substantive information about that, but I've kind of wondered that for a little bit now. Maybe that's something that's in play there.
I mean, yeah, that's an interesting. That's some interesting speculation on that, and it's impossible to know. But I do find it fascinating, and I wonder, like you said, were these naturally occurring? Were they some weird genetic hybrids? Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, but the biggest kind of point that I think people need to pay more attention to is like, why is there like a concerted effort in churches? Why is there a concerted effort in history? Why is there a concerted effort to hide all of this shit and pretend that it didn't exist?
It's clearly an effort to hide the nature of reality.
And like, that's what people need to focus on.
Absolutely. And I think another thing, and I think you've mentioned this before, I've probably mentioned it a time or two, is taking note of the way that any religious organization that claims to believe in anything resembling the Bible will bend over backwards to make this religious text that they say is the absolute truth, will bend over backwards to try to make and manipulate it, to try to make it fit whatever fake gay science is coming out of NASA or NIH or whoever it happens to be. Like, they will go to the nth degree to try to pervert biblical truth to make it fit mainstream science, quote unquote science. And that, I think, is one of the most terrifying and, quite frankly, disgusting things about what's going on here and about modern religion.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me the institutions that are supposed to be essentially marketing this stuff to the masses are spending a large portion of their time trying to make sure that the words on those pages don't disagree with whatever satanic nonsense is coming out of your local Ivy League university. That's so backwards. That's completely backwards.
Yeah.
And disgusting. Like, absolute charlatanism and gross. Just gross. And we have an organization just like that here in Middle Tennessee. Shout out to Apologetics Press.
Ooh, you're name dropping.
Yep.
Fair
Yep.
enough, dude.
Not a fan.
Yeah, me neither.
Not a fan. So, I don't really have anything more to say about this stuff. We've looked at it a little bit recently, so we don't have to stay on that too long. This is just going to be a quick one. If I had met this guy's mom as a kid, I would have, I would have had a mess in my pants.
But there are other traps you need to know about.
Hi, I'm just playing with my daughter's game, but the batteries seem to be dead. I have some in my car. Why don't you come over and help me put them in?
You've already been told about strange.
That touched me. That touched me this week. That would have gotten me as an 8-year-old.
Okay.
or maybe a 12-year-old. I probably wasn't that horny as an 8-year-old. Anyway, moving on. Last thing we have on the docket this week is I can't even read it. I can't even read it. What is it? Was that it? Was that the last thing, John?
Yeah, you told me not to mess with this second page.
Oh shit. Well, I guess that was. I thought I had put something down there at the bottom. No. Talk about ending the show with a bang. Boy, did I do a bad job.
You put literally.
Oh, I meant to. There's a bullet point down there below it, and I must have forgotten the last link I had to put in there. Well, we'll end on that. Listen, there's a lot of stuff coming out. There's a lot of stuff being pushed on the masses, be it by the Department of Justice or by, your independent media folks. There's a lot of stuff being thrown at you constantly, day in and day out. And I think the best question to ask is just like, why are these people who are obviously involved in this stuff pushing it on me and implicating themselves voluntarily? It's just so strange. It's so strange. And so at a minimum, when anybody says anything to you, whether it's, a pedophile, whether it's Candace Owens, or whether it's my retarded ass, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, does what they're saying make logical sense? Other than that, folks, sorry to end the show with just a premature ejaculation there, but we that's my bad.
I wasn't really sure where you were going with that at all.
That's my bad. Thank you for listening tonight, guys. It's been fun. If you want to support the show, best way to do that is going to be signing up for the Patreon. We still have our early bird special going on. It's $2 a month. There is a lot of bonus content headed there as we speak. We're filming some of that this week, so go check that out. You'll get bonus eps, bonus content, unedited eps. You'll get some stickers, all that stuff. We are slowly but surely working on some fun merch ideas as well. Go check out the Twitter, give that a follow. We're trying to build our following on Twitter back up after the old one got nuked. So any follows there will do us a massive favor. And check us out on all the audio platforms. If you're one of those people who has a terrible desk job and needs something to be autistic to while you're typing away at a keyboard, we could be the show for you. So give us a follow on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Amazon or wherever your podcasts are sold. We're there. And then final thing, we should be going live around 7 p.m. this coming Thursday. That ep will probably get kicked over to the Patreon sometime in the middle, more than likely. But we have a guest coming who, like I say, around Thursday, because he may be a little bit late. It just depends on how his work schedule goes. But that's going to be a great time. So go sign up for the Patreon.
Around 7, you mean?
What did I say?
You said around Thursday.
Oh, around 7
assuming
Thursday.
It's going to be on
yes,
Thursday.
Around 7 Thursday, we'll be going live with Tyler. So I'm very excited about that. We've had him on the show once before. It was a phenomenal testimony. Is the only word I can think of to describe it, but it was a phenomenal testimony. Go watch that too. And also, Biblical Hitman is premiering their ep. Son of a bitch. Premiering their our ep we did with him tonight as well. So go give that a listen. Anything else, John?
No. If you are in the Rumble chat, I'm going to send you all over to Already Dead, so you can just hang out.
Sweet. Awesome, folks. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you all Thursday. Bye.